Let's move on, Tom, to that other game you mentioned between the Lakers and the Warriors with LeBron, Steph Curry, two legends in the game. And boy, what a game we saw between LA and Golden State. 115-113. Austin Reaves hit a game-winning layup at the end of the game. He said after, he's almost cried. He's like, I'm not supposed to be here, hitting that game winner after that game, because that game winner, and he hit 2 clutch free throws, by the way, followed just unbelievable explosion from LeBron and Steph with multiple big shots from each of them. Steph with some crazy double bang 3 from Mike Breen on the game tying 3. Bang! So good. And then LeBron had a big block. Just, dude, I said it on X, don't take LeBron and Steph for granted. I will not. I try to remind myself before watching those guys, hey, you're watching two legends that you're going to look back on someday and say, boy, Kev, someday when I'm old, boy, you were lucky to watch those guys when you were young, when you were first start covering the league. And that's the way I felt yesterday, because, man, woo, they're still doing it. How, Tom? LeBron turns 40 in a couple days.
Kev, I was just saying, remember that game in 2006 or whatever when he was dominating the Detroit Pistons when he arrived? He was 22 years old, and he's still doing that. He's still doing that. The stuff where you're like, crazy. Yo, how does he keep doing this? The block on Andrew Wiggins where he came out of nowhere and was like, yo, I'm gonna pick up Steph in the switch in the half court. And then as soon as anybody gets downhill, I'm going to come weak side and do a classic LeBron chase down out of nowhere and block out of Andrew Wiggins. And that was, one of these things where you're like, if he can just draw this up, the energy that it requires to play like that, it's going to be tough to beat the Lakers. They get that big Austin Reaves game where he goes a triple-double and has those big moments down the stretch. Like that was the moment where you're like, okay, this is what the Lakers are supposed to look like, but it takes a role player. Austin Reaves, he's more than a role player, but the fact that he can get a triple-double in that big moment is so helpful for LeBron. It's just, LeBron was switching on to Steph, in late game situations. Steph hit that one-legged 3 in the corner. It was brilliantly defended by LeBron. And the only way that shot goes in is if it's taken by number 30. That's the only way that shot goes in. Otherwise, marvelously defended. They were switching LeBron on to Steph. And you got to see those just signature moments of Steph going at LeBron. And then LeBron was switched on to Steph on the other side. And it just was great theater, great drama. And Steph would not give up. It was such a great game. And I got to hand it to everybody who brought it in that Christmas Day game. LeBron said it after the game, I'm sorry, NFL, I love you guys, but today is our day. And they proved it. And I just felt like as a fan, Kev, everybody brought it. And that's what it's going to take to maintain your market share in a really difficult media atmosphere. The NBA has to continue this momentum from Christmas Day games, because that was everything we loved about the NBA, was LeBron going at Steph. And I know we've got other budding rivalries in the league, but they set the bar before the game, during the game, after the game. It just felt like this was a marquee event in a regular season. This was the marquee event.
Do you think LeBron was watching football, though, earlier in the day? Don't you think he probably had the NFL on?
Yeah, I do.
I think he was probably watching football.
Yeah, that was him being like, I did watch you guys, but it's still our day. He's definitely watching. But when they
were two crappy NFL games. They weren't good games.
We're gonna do the whole ratings. Was it actually a good game, or whatever? We're gonna do the post hoc analysis of whether it was a good game. These were by far the more entertaining product. If you had the choice between NFL and NBA, it's not even close. It's all the other stuff. It's the fantasy football. It's the Beyonce concert. It's all the stuff around the NFL. But the actual games,
give me Red games. Panda. Give me Red Panda over Beyonce.
Let's go.
Give me Red Panda.
Go. I don't know if that says more about Red Panda than it does about how we feel about a concert that felt like that was the main event. I'm telling you, the concert felt like the main event yesterday, and the NFL games were secondary, right? The NFL games, those were whatever. I was watching the NBA, so maybe I can't really speak intelligently about the games.
Yeah, I don't know. I did not have the NFL games on either. Actually, at the Christmas party I was at, there's no sports on. It's just all family. I don't know. Like usually there's sports on TV. Nobody had sports on. Very, very, very unusual. So
they're not sickos like us who are like, hey, we got to make sure we watch all the sports we can.
I'm the only sicko who's there. Checking on my phone, asking what the Wi-Fi is.
Yeah, you're in the corner.
That was me yesterday. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but no, most of the games I actually caught up with once I got home and this morning. So I didn't see everything live. I did see Lakers Warriors live because of the timing of the game. I was home at the time already, but with Wolves Mavericks, I did not see that live. Sixers Celtics did not see that live, nor did I see the Nuggets Suns game live. But Lakers Warriors, I did. And one of my favorite moments in the game, it was a signature moment. It wasn't Steph hitting a big three or LeBron hitting a big shot with a block. It was Draymond Green's double suplex just pulling down Dalton Connect and Rui Hachimura. What a moment.
I'm telling you, dude, he's got a I know people say he's got a career on like inside the NBA. Like he's going to be the next Barkley. Yo, he is going to be the next The Rock. Like
I know.
When he did that, it was great acting. He's a great talker. You're telling me that this guy can't be the next WWE superstar with the way he acted on that play and just the way he runs his mouth? It's fantastic.
He should do it. He really should. He would be perfect doing WWE as long as he wants to train for it and continue being a high level athlete into his 40s. To me, he is tailor made for it. He is. Like TV. You can wait on that, but to have a stint doing WWE, Draymond would be incredible, especially with the mouth. The way he talks would be amazing.
He's got great body control. The Stone Cold Stunner.
Especially his legs, the legs, the great body control, the way his kicking.
Yeah. The Stone Cold Stunner starts when you kind of kick the guy in between the legs a little bit, and then you do the boom behind. I mean, he's got that down. Draymond, great talk. I feel like we're coming up with like a great, pitch for Draymond to just be like, you know what, I'm going to start my own path. I'm going to go fully into the WWE. He's great at setting the stage. He's got his own podcast. We know that he can do the talks. I just feel like, Steph, it's so amazing to watch him next to Steph because he's perfectly complementary to Steph. Like he does all the things that Steph doesn't do. And I'm just so glad that they like married each other in basketball terms for their careers, because it is great to watch them at the peak of their powers for all these years. Cause he's like the antithesis of what Steph is. And he's just, I don't know. That was an incredible moment in the NBA. The pull down, the flopping as soon as it happens. He's like, and he's like, oh, it's just great.
A quick reminder to listeners to subscribe to the Kevin O'Connor Show if you have not done so already. And let's get to the next 100 likes over on Spotify as well. Give us a thumbs up over there. It does help out the show. And when we're back, I have another question for you, Tom, about the Lakers and Warriors. All right, Tom. So the Lakers and Warriors face off. We see the Lakers win. They're 17-13 on the season. The Warriors are 15-14. Now, it's been interesting. We've seen a lot of rumors about the Warriors being a trade team. This offseason, it's about Lauri Markkanen. Well, he's off the table. He can't be traded now after re-signing with the Jazz. Now it's about Jimmy Butler for Golden State. Whereas with the Lakers, it's a bit more quiet. There's no clear-cut top target. They haven't been attached to Jimmy Butler. The Zach LaVine stuff isn't really strong right now out there, like we've seen them flirting with the LaVine stuff in the past. I feel like watching these two teams throughout the season, that was true again on Christmas Day. Lakers win this game. 80 plays 7 minutes. He says he'll be back healthy. He's going to play Saturday against the Kings, so not a lot to talk about with the injury. But with the Lakers winning this game without AD, who's been arguably their best player this season throughout, especially to start the season, he was clearly their best. I feel like the Lakers are the team that's more worthy of investment of future assets, more so than the Warriors, who are just kind of blah for the most part this season. Like even the last play of the game, their best perimeter defender, Andrew Wiggins, just gets smoked by Austin Reaves. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if there's a solution to this Warriors team to really propel them up to contender status. Whereas I feel The Lakers have one of the best defenders in the league in Anthony Davis. LeBron James can still be one of the best players in the league on any night. Their role players are more consistent. Guys like Austin Reaves can level up. We've seen it in the postseason. We saw it on Christmas Day. To me, the Lakers feel like the team that's more worthy of investment, and yet there's not a lot of noise about them as a team that's going to make a trade.
Yeah, like does Clint Capella or Jonas Valanciunas really move the needle for them? Like they would help, but like is that enough to make you get excited about the Lakers?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, Jonas is okay. He's okay. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Like I think Atlanta would move Capella if prompted. If someone offers something legit, I think they would move Capella on an expiring contract. And I think I've said for years, Onyeka Okongwu is the guy there. I'd love to see him take over that starting spot. He has to improve a little bit defensively to be the starting center there long term. But I think a guy like Capella, Valanciunas could help the Lakers certainly to just keep Anthony Davis healthy. I mean, if the concern there is that he can't bang as the 5, 82 games out of the year, and maybe you preserve his body in the same way that like Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan, JaVale McGee did in the past, just to get him to the postseason, and he can play at the 4 until the postseason when you need him to switch over to the 5. Fine, but to me, I don't know. If I'm the Warriors, I make that Jimmy Butler trade. I don't think he makes as much sense over there on the Lakers, but I think he makes a lot more sense for the Warriors that need kind of a jolt offensively and defensively, and someone who can take a little bit off of Steph. Because I think like if you're going to move Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, or Moody, or I mean Pods, I don't know what you're going to expect in return for him, but if you're going to move the picks and a couple of young guys, it's going to have to be for a Jimmy Butler, a playoff performer. I just I don't see who else is out there.
Yeah, I mean, I look for Golden State, for the Lakers, you got to do something. You can't just bypass the opportunity with Steph and LeBron and AD still playing, and Draymond still playing at this level for your respective teams. You can't. The window is open. Like OKC is the best team in the Western Conference right now, but they're not. They're still a young team. Mm-hmm. They're still beatable in a postseason setting, you'd think, if you level up your own roster. Houston's a young team. Memphis is still a young team with flaws. All these teams have flaws. Denver has flaws, which we'll talk about in a second. All of these teams have flaws. So the window is open before, a year from now, OKC another year older. Maybe next year, OKC's not 100% healthy. Maybe they make a big move and they even bolster their team more. Wemby will continue to ascend. The Spurs will make additions to make that team stronger. The window will go from feeling open to suddenly being shut, especially as LeBron ages more and Steph ages more, and those guys get worse as they age. So this is the moment. There's a chance here to go try to get another one. Even if you're not the favorite, you can at least give yourself a chance. So I very much look forward to seeing what these teams do. I agree with you, Tom. If I'm the Warriors, I go out and get Jimmy Butler because Kuminga is probably not part of your future. You don't want to re-sign him. Butler's a clear upgrade from Wiggins, so it's worth giving up some of that future draft capital in addition to that. And then for the Lakers, I'm not quite sure what the specific move is. I think adding a big Walker Kessler, I'd love for the Lakers, get him from the Jazz. Walker Kessler, so you can have that 2 big lineup with AD. But Walker Kessler's not putting you over the top necessarily.